Hello, everybody. Welcome to a 2023 NFL mock draft. Today we are doing a one-round 2023 mock draft after the combine. Obviously, Nolan Smith will probably be included in this first round now. If you guys don't know what the combine is or was, it is a series of everyone goes to Indianapolis. All the top draft or all the draft prospects that are invited to the combine go through an interviewing process. They go through on-field drills. They go through extensive testing. They go through physicals. They talk a lot. They go through press conference. It's a lot. It's a big window for these guys, and it's probably really stressful. But we are here at number one overall with the Chicago Bears. This has been forever in the making. It is Will Anderson Jr. at the number one spot right now, but we won't do any trades or anything like that because I feel like that could just kind of, whatever. It can kind of throw things off in people's heads and whatnot. So we'll just go Will Anderson consensus number one right now, especially with the recent Jalen Carter behavior and whatnot. And just, I'll stay out of that for the sake of this video and kind of take him where I think is reasonable. At number two, Bryce Young really solidified him as that QB1. Measured in just over 5'10", not ideal at the quarterback spot, but we see Kyler Murray, he's at like 5'10", right? He's playing at 5'10", and Kyler Murray measured in at 207, and the concerns with Bryce Young was he going to weigh in above 190? People even were concerned about. So weighing in at 204, if your Bryce Young is a big plus, solidifies you as that number one quarterback off the board to the Houston Texans. And then here at number three, you've got a lot available. Devin Witherspoon, Tyree Wilson, Jalen Carter, I guess, can be in this thing here. I think Tyree Wilson will gain hype as the draft process goes on. I have him going number three to the Cardinals. Indianapolis at four. It feels like, the consensus is Will Levis here for the Colts. Like everyone's saying that he is a Colt. That Will Levis is basically a Colt already in the way that the Colts mascot kind of ran around and followed Will Levis everywhere at the combine. But it'll have to be C.J. Stroud for me, a little bit more of a proven prospect to this point. I think at number four, you're getting a steal with C.J. Stroud. Some people might even have him QB1 on their boards. I'm not sure. I couldn't really tell you who my QB1 is. I don't evaluate players' talent as much as I do the consensus and the word on the street and tell you like the team needs and whatnot like that. And then here at number five with the Seattle Seahawks, Anthony Richardson and his monster combine with all the athleticism. Definitely something to consider here if you are the Seahawks. But Jalen Carter on the board, I don't think he falls much further. Number five, Jalen Carter could easily be the best defensive player in this draft. Gets picked at number five to Seattle. Then with Detroit here, it's Christian Gonzalez or Devin Witherspoon for me. It's actually going to be Christian Gonzalez, my CB1, and it just happens to be a few people's. I don't know why. I think that it is just different from Devin Witherspoon. The situations and like the players are not like incredibly different, but I don't know. A lot of people see him as like two straight up individuals. They're not even in the same group. Either one person has one of these corners either up here and the other one down here, or vice versa. So it's tough to judge. That being said, move on to number seven on the board. Will Levis is going to be the pick. Huge news as well. Derek Carr to the Saints on a 4-year deal. Don't quite know the money yet. That could be released obviously by the time you guys are seeing this, but by the time I'm recording, I don't think it is. So it is a bit rough. Couldn't find it anywhere. Here at number 8 with the Falcons, I can see about 3 or 4 different things here. Devin Witherspoon, Miles Murphy's definitely in play. I think that you really could make a move for, someone that isn't supposed to be, going for a while. Or you can trade down, and I think those are pretty much your 4 options. But if you are the Falcons, you're going to need someone to help out A.J. Terrell in that secondary, and that comes with the Devin Witherspoon, Illinois corner off the board. We see the run on the corners. Just for a second there, we see Will Levis and Devin Witherspoon and Christian Gonzalez gone. Not quite on back-to-back picks or anything like that, but don't want to favorite that. No. Here at number 9, if you are the Carolina Panthers, you've got to consider everything at this point, and everything considers Anthony Richardson, very, very solid. I mean, he can be so good. I think that really just showed at his combine. It's amazing what his ceiling looks like compared to everybody else's, and his athletic ability to just, I mean, 6'4", 244, ran in the 4'4", what was it, 4.47 unofficial, and then 10.8 broad jump. I mean, his vertical was also insane. It's just so unbelievable, the athlete you got there. Corner has fallen. I think Joey Porter's stock went down a little bit here in this draft. So did Cam Smith a little bit, not too much. Deonte Banks went up though. Oh my God, he's going to be drafted much higher now than he was ever, or he's going to be considered for a lot higher draft pick than he was beforehand. So it is what it is. Here, if you are the Eagles, do you start building for the future and just stash a tackle? Or do you want to take Joey Porter Jr.? Or do you want to take Deonte Banks? Or do you want to take Cam Smith? Or do you want to take Kelee Ringo? Kind of reach down the board when you have a pick at 30. I don't think that's possible. Myles Murphy right here is also a fun and interesting look. I mean, inside, outside versatility, I think. Like I say this every time, but I feel like I hear so many things about so many guys, it's kind of hard to keep track on who does what. But Myles Murphy will be my pick here at number 10. Like the pick. Moving on to number 11, pretty straightforward. They need a tackle. Paris Johnson's on the board, probably my number 1. Peter Skoronski, though, is a favorite of some people's, for sure. And then here at number 12, if you are the Houston Texans, you can consider Peter Skoronski. You can consider Quentin Johnston. You can consider Bijan Robinson. You can consider Jackson Smith-Njigba, Brian Brzee. But I think, if Myles Murphy were to make it to you here, you would take him, but fortunately he goes off the board to the Philadelphia Eagles. That is right. Doesn't mean to do all that, but Peter Skoronski will be my pick there at number 12. Northwestern tackle, might be able to play well on the interior as well, depending on where you need him / want him. My face is really bright because the screen is white, so sorry about the face cam being so incredibly white, but it is what it is. Moving here to the New York Jets, Broderick Jones, just run on tackles there. We saw all 3 of the top ones go, so it is what it is. All 3 of those teams need it. All 3 of those teams, were in a good spot to pick someone and whatnot. So Quentin Johnston, I don't think he ran the 40, and if he did, I would have been curious to see what it was. Addison, I thought would run a lot faster. I mean, the whole receiver class I thought would run faster. I mean, apparently Jordan Addison has a back strain, and then Jalen Hyatt's going through a little injury as well. I don't know. It is what it is, man. You can't say all that. Trey Palmer, though, did end up running the fastest. Nebraska. God, that's right. I was thinking of Tank Dell, who actually ran kind of disappointing as well, but Trey Palmer is fine. Puka Nacua looked fine. He actually, had a little bit of a mistake here and there, but not what you like to see. But I don't know. It is what it is. Here at number 14, I think your pick is going to be Quentin Not. It is going to be Joey Porter Jr. Surprising pick. Penn State corner, you're going to need it. Jonathan Jones is getting older, hitting free agency at 29 years of age this year. Marcus Jones is all right, and then you have the other Jones in there as well. So Josh Jones, I think it is, or something like that. I don't know. It'd be it's something you got to consider there. And wide receiver, you can get one later that kind of can play that slot, more of a Patriots build, maybe a Puka Nacua guy. You guys don't know who Puka Nacua is, go search a little image of him, and then you'll see what I'm saying. Tank Dell's not quite their type. Parker Washington, maybe. Xavier Hutchinson's fine. I was a big fan of Marvin Mims, though. I think he can fit his. Maybe he can get drafted in the 3rd or 4th round. I don't know what I keep someone on. Here at number 15 is where we might start looking down the board for someone. Brian Branch is someone to consider. Lucas Van Ness is someone to consider. Osiris Torrance. Nolan Smith to this point. Huge upside. Drew Sanders. Trenton Simpson. Keon White this far down. So I think right here I just go with Lucas Van Ness. I'm a big fan. I want him on the team. It's him, Michael Mayer, Bijan Robinson, or, Brian Brzee, or Keon White for me. Nolan Smith maybe even starts, but I don't know. All right, I don't know. Here, if you are the Washington Commanders, you are mad that your corners are off the board. Joey Porter, you would maybe hope slips to you, but not the case here. I think your next pick is going to be Deonte Banks, taken in the exact middle of that first round. Improved his draft stock immensely, has crazy good ball skills everyone continues to talk about. 6'2", I think, Maryland corner, ran in the 4.3s, or I think officially ran in the 4.3s. I could be wrong. If not, it was a low 4.4. So really, really good stuff there. Showed some, incredible skills at the combine and raised his ceiling for sure. And then if you are the Steelers at this point, you are also looking for a corner or an offensive tackle or something of that nature. Bryan Bresee is here for the interior if you want to kind of teach him behind Cam Hayward. I think that's what I'll do. I think Bryan Bresee, pretty straightforward here. Then at number 18, something I don't think many people think could happen or like really think about, is Michael Mayer going to Detroit. I think that would be amazing immediately to play with Jared Goofball and whatnot. It seems like a good fit. I like that for sure with the loss of TJ Hawkinsock anyways. So it is what it is. Moving on to number 19 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, another team that is in need of corner and a team that might reach down the board for Nolan Smith here. Personally, I don't see it. Who do I want here? Keon White is in some consideration here. Trenton Simpson is someone I'd consider. Kalijah Kancey was pretty good. I don't know if he's quite what you want right now. Bijan's falling. They did cut Fournette. Let's go Bijan Robinson. Let's get fun with it here at number 19, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, off the board there. And then right here, if you are the Seattle Seahawks, barely any receivers off the board. Is there any? There is not a receiver off the board yet. And I think you already kind of have a DK Metcalf, like Quentin Johnson type player. I think you could use Jordan Addison or Jackson Smith-Njigba. I wish he ran the 40 because I think if he would have ran fast enough, it would have really shown, like it would have raised his stock up as well. But if he ran slow enough, it could have also dropped him. So tough situation there for Jackson Smith-Njigba. But Jordan Addison is going to be the pick at number 20 for me. And then at 21 right here, you're going to need a lot. You're going to need a player like Jackson Smith-Njigba. I don't think Jalen Hyatt you consider anymore. O'Cyrus Torrence could be someone you take. Dalton Kincaid is on the board as well. Maybe, Drew Sanders, maybe reach down the board. Nolan Smith is someone, but I think that you personally, it's so tough. Get a player like Jackson Smith-Njigba. Sure, why not? I'm happy with it. We'll take it. Then this true wide receiver 1, X-type receiver, Quentin Johnson, falls perfectly to the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think you question. I think you just move along with it. And then here, things are just fluid right now. They need a corner. You can get one with Kelee Ringo. Cam Smith, I probably would have drafted over Kelee Ringo, but I don't know. I think that I just like the upside of Kelee Ringo. And for him to sit behind maybe Pat Pete for another year sounds crazy. Develop with Andrew Booth could be fun. And then here at 24, if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, in play for a lot here. Cam Smith, Brian Branch is probably someone I'm considering the most right now. Antonio Johnson could be fun. Did run a little slow, sorry. Trenton Simpson as well. But at this point, Brian Branch for me has fallen too far. Goes off the board at 24. Could have gone plenty of spots, even 10 spots before this. So that's pretty fun. At number 25, if you are the New York Giants, you are looking for a receiver, maybe. But right here, what I have for you is someone you'll never guess. Trenton Simpson, linebacker out of Clemson, off the ball, can play inside. The guy's a stud. I don't know how his draft stock's not higher. He had a good showing at the combine as well. He's definitely going to be someone up there that I really like as a player. I really think that he could be so good in a few years, man. I'm just telling you now. Here at wide receiver, you can consider, one of these top 2 guys. You couldn't use them. Could use Cam Smith as well, and I think that's what I'll do. Instead, is just go Cam Smith here. And then Buffalo Bills, a pretty put together team. What could you use here? You could use Bijan Robinson. Fortunately, he's not there. We go O'Cyrus Torrence to just beef up that interior offensive line. Kind of keep it pretty simple. Here at number 28, I've had I've had tight end going to them for a while now, but now it is Nolan Smith time at number 28. Very fun stuff right there. Then, Derek Carr, the new quarterback of this New Orleans team, is going to want someone to help him out other than the 5 weapons he already has on that team. Maybe another tight end if they can't get Juwan Johnson back. I would be curious to see if that would ever work out. Jalen Hyatt is a player in consideration. I'm a fan of Kalijah Kancey, just not that big of a fan. Anton Harrison for tackle could be someone in play. Andurus Pete's leaving, so guard, maybe Steve Avila if you want to really take someone really early. There are plenty of players you can consider here at this point in time. And I think for me, it's probably got to be the next best edge guy. Some people have him up there with some of the best, and Keon White. Tremendous upside at 29. And then here, Myles Murphy. I was thinking maybe you would have someone on the board to this point that you'd like and take. But for me, it's going to be Tyreek Stevenson here at number 30 in the first round. I think that is pretty straightforward as well. Then if you are at 31, you definitely don't need receiver. You could use tackle. Definitely could use tackle. I think that is in considerations between Anton Harrison, Antonio Johnson, and then maybe DeJuan Jones, BJ Ojulari, and Darnell Wright. Probably the 3 or 4 I'm considering here. I want to do a 3-round mock draft so bad, and I think I'll do that soon. There's just so many great players in this class that, I know a lot about. So, Drew Sanders is interesting. As much as I want to pull the trigger there, I think you got to go with a little bit more of a boring pick with Anton Harrison. It's fun. And then here at number 17, you drafted Brian Brzee. And then at 32, where we're at now, you're here. You're going to need a tackle. It's something you have to take, even if you're reaching. But I think Darnell Wright, one of my favorite players in this class, I think high upside at tackle. We can be talking about him being one of the better in this class, or one of the better tackles in this class here in 4 years' times or whatnot. He might be top 3 for me. But that is all. Make sure to consider liking and subscribing if you guys enjoyed. This is a quick little fun one. Not really anything special. So that'll be all for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.